Why, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Anime Club.
Knick-Knack got caught slacking.
I'm Knick-Knack. With me is the great Lord Horn.
Hello.
Realm Shifter.
I think you need to get some coffee right away. Yeah.
Yes, I actually said I need to eat some coffee before
I
we do
don't
stuff
have
later.
coffee right now. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Alright.
This god dang fairy tale fighting gamey thing.
You mean the tournament arc
Yeah.
that every big major shonen has?
I mean, I'm at least more fond of this than when we started
Really, the
show.
first one you've had to deal with?
I feel the training one was also that bad. From Naruto.
I mean, honestly, I'm more fine with this than I was at the start of the series. Because the start of the series is just too slow for my liking, but this actually feels like we've got some momentum going.
I think we did establish last time that Vorn really doesn't care for tournament arcs.
I think we
Yeah.
did, and that's unfortunate because I think Fairy Tail has a great tournament arc here.
It really does, honestly. Yeah.
I actually think that, I'm more disappointed that we didn't finish than with the arc itself.
And I'm going to be honest, that is not on me. I physically could not have finished this arc in 2 submissions, even if the first submission had started from the first episode of the arc. It is simply too long.
Yeah. It is just that long.
Yeah, no, it's simply too fucking long because the arc goes from episode 151 to 201.
Yeah.
So it was never going to be 2 submissions.
So we've got one more
We've got one
submission.
more, yeah.
Yeah.
But it just feels like, for me, this arc feels like every time I think I've got the arc locked down, like there's something that completely changes what's going on in the dynamics.
Yeah,
in it.
and that's kind
Yeah.
of what's going on here.
Yeah, because it's not just the tournament arc. Now you're seeing more and more shit's going on behind the scenes that is not part of the tournament arc.
It's neither part of the tournament arc, nor does it line up with what we initially thought it was going into the arc. Because we knew there was something going on. Jalal literally walks in, hey, there's some fucked up shit going on that we're looking into.
Yeah.
Yep.
You just don't get that
And then when you think you
explanation.
know what that is, the guild that you think is responsible for it gets immediately booted from the tournament.
Loxus, oh my
Yeah.
god, that fight scene with Loxus versus the entire combat team from Raventail. Okay, this is one of the reasons why I love Loxus so much as a character. This is why I told you I am holding out for that was epic.
Oh, yeah.
Was it not hella
Yeah.
fucking cool?
Yeah.
Also, first of all, this first episode 163, Demon Mirajane versus Jenny. We get
Oh.
a new demon form.
I know. Just fucking Demon Mirror Jane.
Was that
Yes.
not fucking stunning?
Yes, please. Demon Mirror Jane all the way.
I'm trying to remember if you showed me this one before.
What do you mean?
Because you were trying to get me onto Mary Jane's side.
Oh
like, at
yeah,
the
I
start.
definitely shown you the demon form before because she's only got a few of them in the main series, 3 of them to be exact. And this is the second one we see.
Yeah.
Yeah, because typically we've been seeing her Satan soul
Yeah.
up till now, but now we see something that isn't Satan soul.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is fucking awesome
Oh, yeah.
because she's using Satan soul C-Tree, not I forget the name of the first one,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah. But honestly, I'm gonna be real, and maybe this is just me being super biased, but those 2 are my favorite fights in this entire 20 episode submission. I think that the whole Natsu and Gajiel versus the Twin Dragon Slayers is also an interesting fight, but it's not as fun as seeing another Satan Soul from Mirajane, nor is it just as fucking awesome as Loxus coming in and just absolutely wiping the goddamn floor with his own father and the entire guild that his father created to compete with them.
Yep.
It's just
Fucking,
so cool.
fucking. That's the biggest middle fucking finger you could ever expect from Loxus.
Did we like Pandemonium?
Which one's Pandemonium? Sorry.
Urza taking on.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was like... I saw that, I'm like, oh man, wouldn't it be funny, Urza going first, if she just fought everything and this wasn't even a competition, just an Urza, like, in flex, and yeah, that's exactly what it ended up being.
And then on the topic of Pandemonium, my favorite moment from Kana in basically the whole series is here when she activates so they're doing the power measuring on that little magic finder to determine who's going to get like 2nd through 8th, and Kana's just like fairy. Kana uses the ultimate guild spell and blows everyone out of the water.
Yep.
Like some of the dudes are going up there like, oh, I got like 300. I'm so cool. And then she breaks the meter.
Oh, no.
We love that.
Oh,
we
yeah.
love that.
We love to see it.
Fucking stunning.
it felt really good to see Fairy Tail get some really big wins towards the end of the as this arc moved on.
Yep.
Because like in the last arc, there was like no wins. Their wins were like almost purely symbolic.
Yeah, but then we get down to like even in the last couple episodes we watched, we had the Gray versus Rufus fight, and during the event where they were having to hide and seek with one another in the in that fake town.
Yeah.
Which was still pretty fucking awesome, because I feel like putting Gray up against someone who uses not exactly the same type of magic, because it's not ice make, but it's still maker magic.
Yeah.
And someone who obviously uses it in a much more, in my opinion, creative way.
Yeah.
At times, it was fun to see him fight against another character.
Yeah,
like that.
another maker type mage.
Yeah, other than Leon, because like it's one thing for him to just fight against another ice make mage, you know.
Yeah.
But like this is another maker type that isn't ice make, and I think that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. And then we get kind of like the later half of the season where we kind of figure out the what's going on down below. What? Get the gate where they're trying to use time travel shenanigans.
Now that's the interesting part.
The good news is the last section of this arc is almost entirely involving that.
Yeah.
Thank gosh.
I mean, I think there's one or two of the game fights still going on, but at this point, like, we're winding down on the actual tournament and actually getting to the fulfillment of the story arc behind it.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, good. Like, it will finish out strong with that, which will be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, so the Eclipse plan, and Fairy Tail versus the Executioners. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I know we've done so much Fairy Tail at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that Fairy Tail vs. the Executioner is probably my least favorite part, partially because we didn't finish it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but partially because I felt like it started. That's when things really started dragging a little, like story.
Yeah.
Like it feels like we kind of stretched that a little farther out than it needed to be for characters we had never met before.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, because we had the Garrow Knights, and then Fairy Tail versus the Executioners, and then Burning Earth, and we stopped on Burning Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, before this country we're in. It's interesting. So, like, y'all have now watched 182 episodes of Fairy Tail.
We're halfway done.
Well, okay, you haven't watched 182
we
episodes.
didn't watch. We skipped the filler.
Yeah, you've watched about 160 episodes of Fairy Tail.
Yeah.
That is about halfway. We are at about the halfway mark for this series, considering filler skips.
Yep.
Past the halfway if you don't include the filler that we technically skipped.
Mm-hmm.
How are we feeling?
I mean, I'm relatively positive on the show. I think some of the early, if I'm looking at the show as a whole, some of the early arcs, like, I don't know if I could ever rewatch the show from scratch because some of those early arcs really drag.
I almost never rewatch the show from scratch.
Yeah.
And I think the overarching story has still been horrendous. But individual arcs like this, Edalus, stuff like that, or even like Phantom Lord or Tower of Heaven, individual arcs have impressed me way more than I thought they would.
Yeah.
For me, it's been more of a, starting low, taking a nosedive, and then going back up, and then nosedive,
It's like been a bit of a roller coaster for you.
Yeah. Like, there were certain arcs where, like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I love the story. And then, like, next arc.
I mean, look, you'll never see me arguing that Galuna Island was quality.
Yeah. No.
You'll never see me arguing for Galuna Island. You know what I mean?
You'll never defend it. Because...
However, you will see me fight to my dying breath for Battle of Fairy Tail and Phantom Lord and Grand Magic Games. To my dying breath.
The problem is 2 of those are like tournament arcs.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but one of them's only like 3 episodes long.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, like, technically, this is our first proper tournament arc because technically. Battle of Fairy Tail is more of an in-guild fight arc.
Yeah.
And not so much a tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this feels like as if the plane is about to crash and then you pull up at the last minute kind of a situation.
With that back plot sinking
yeah.
through. Well, you'll be happy to note there are no more tournament arcs in this series.
Vorn, do you
Thank
like
God.
any sports anime at all, by any chance? Because this has like a lot of the structure and like emotional feel of a sports anime.
Yeah, did you like Haikyuu or Prince of Tennis when we watched them?
I didn't like Prince of Tennis because of that goddamn awful transmission, like transition scene stuff.
Well, that's never going away.
Haikyuu wasn't that bad, and also remember the clean freed
Yamakun. Yeah.
I did like that.
Yeah.
It's not that I
But
hate this.
There's a difference between a sports anime like Clean Freak Aoyamakun and then a sports anime like Prince of Tennis or Haikyuu, because both Prince of Tennis and Haikyuu are sitting pretty at over either close to 100 episodes or over 100 episodes, whereas Clean Freak Aoyamakun was one season and done.
Yeah.
And I can see how you'd be able to tolerate the sports formula when it's one season, but you've never had to do it when it's multiple seasons and arcs following up on one another, because it's a very specific formula, and it does have this kind of emotional roller coaster that they try to induce in you of like, are they gonna win? Oh no, they're gonna.
I think where Seki succeeds with me on sports anime and tournament arcs, it's because I actually like following sports teams in the first place.
And Fairy Tail is nothing if not a sports team. By the way, B team's still better than A team.
Yeah, B team is best team.
Fairy Tail Team B.
Yes. Team best. Stands for team best.
Team boys.
And I think like the reason why I just can't get myself into tournament / like long battle fights is because of my memories of like just being a little kid on like the weekend watching like anime on TV, and it just being Dragon Ball, and it's just a goddamn fight, and it's like, yeah, damn it, I don't want to watch this.
Controversial opinion, my favorite fight tournament arc in all of anime that I have ever seen is in fact the one from episodes like 180 to 200 of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
right before Majin Buu is introduced properly, I think.
Yeah. Honestly, I think the whole reason I can even tolerate tournament fight arcs is literally because of one battle anime that was released at the time. It wasn't Pokemon, but it was very similar, and that was Bakugan.
Oh, I love
Battle
that
Brawlers.
anime.
Yes, exactly.
I watched all the seasons. That show went to shit.
Yeah,
Look.
it did. But the first season was absolutely goated.
As a Yu-Gi-Oh kid, and
Yeah.
what is Yu-Gi-Oh if not just tournament after tournament after tournament?
Yeah, to my understanding,
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh has like a pretty good ebb and flow of seasons being pretty good to great to just pretty good. Like, I don't think I've heard any seasons that are downright shit.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh also had some other things going for it that kind of helped me when I was watching Yu-Gi-Oh.
Just think of Fairy Tail as a sports team.
Yeah.
I don't watch sports!
We don't touch grass enough to watch sports.
Let's go, Team B.
Let's go, Team B.
Seki and I both have a vested interest in Team B.
Yeah. But for very different reasons.
Like,
Yeah.
I let out when they announced Team B in that first set of episodes we watched. I was like, "Oh my god, yes!"
Because you were like, Juvia!
Yeah.
And I was like, Luxus! United. It is my deepest displeasure to note. So now you know that I have the Grand Magic Games editions of all of our main 4 characters. They did not make those for Team B. Or Wendy or Elfman.
Man.
Fuck off.
So I cannot collect whoever made the Fairy Tail Grand Magic Games outfit figures, make Team B
I know,
and
right?
Elfman and Wendy.
Yep.
Yeah, we deserve it.
This is a must-have. There's
I
no
need them.
question.
I need them. I need Loxus in his fur coat, Mira Jane in her little purple dress.
Oh yeah.
Okay, there was one episode in this submission that was absolutely atrocious. I saw, I'm like, what the hell?
Which one was it?
The episode where the fight became a pinup showcase.
That was the first episode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was like,
163.
why? This is a wild episode for us to start back on.
But then, Mira Jane puts on Satan's Soul C-Tree and beats the ever-loving shit out of all the other women.
Yeah.
It was great.
You love to see it. We love Mira Jane.
You love to see it. Also, I love the little, because the reason why they were doing the pinup is because, Mira Jane was jealous of the other girl who'd taken her place during the 7-year time gap when she was gone. Because you remember, we talked, in the first couple arcs, they mentioned how Mira Jane was a cover model for Sorcerer Weekly.
Yep.
And she had, gigs during that time. And so she's like, I will
And then
not let someone take my...
Yeah,
title from me.
Yeah, basically, because Mary Jane's basically retired, isn't she? Like, she doesn't really, like, participate in, like...
Well, no, that was her retirement gig.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, that
yeah.
was her retirement gig, okay.
Because we got the tragic backstories that, like, she didn't really take a whole lot of missions anymore after Lysana died,
Yeah.
or she thought Lysana died.
Yeah, died, yeah.
Because she was afraid of her Satan soul.
Yeah.
And she was afraid of her takeover power. But one of the reasons why we're seeing Satan Soul Sea-Tree now is because she's becoming more comfortable with using her power.
Yeah, now that Lysana's back.
Yeah, and now that she knows that she didn't cause her death, and she doesn't have all that guilt sitting on top of her head. And Mira Jane has always been S-Class. Mira Jane was S-Class before the series even started.
Oh, yeah.
So it's cool to actually see her as an S-Class mage beating the shit out of people.
But, like, she's been kind of forced back into being, like a major player in the guild.
Yeah.
Because as soon as she's starting to get back into actually doing a little bit of, like, the fighting stuff, she disappears for 7 years and basically loses her cover model job.
Yep.
Yep. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, felt kind of forced at that point, at least for Mary Jane's side of the story.
Yeah. But we still love her.
It was I respect the dynamic. I dislike the episode.
You respect their willingness to go to the lengths.
No.
But should they have gone to the lengths? Natsu versus the Twin Dragons was pretty funny. Because it was supposed to be Natsu and Gajiel versus the Twin Dragons. And he just pushes Gajiel off in the mine cart. Wow. And Gajiel's like vomiting in the mines and he's just like, I can do it on my own.
I still love it. The season ends with everyone just leaving and being like, I feel like we forgot something. It wasn't important.
Gajiel's still in the fucking mine cart.
Gajiel yearns for the mines.
Gajiel yearns for the mines. Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
There's some good episodes for the actual tournament in this section. I mean, I still think that Elfman versus Bacchus is still one of my favorites, so it was interesting. It was nice seeing Kagura versus Yukino because a lot of the one-on-one matches we've seen so far have involved fairy tale characters. But Kagura versus Yukino...
One of them was the...
Celestial Spirit Mage from the Sabretooth Guild, and the other one was the... Kagura does Gravity, right?
I don't
He's
remember
fucking with
specifically,
Gravity?
Either way, it was like one of the bigger turning points in the season.
Well, because Kagura is the woman with the sword. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kagura, and she said that she wanted to fight Urza. But we see her fighting Yukino instead.
That's honestly the point where we shift from being, I don't remember what the other guild was, Raventail.
Yeah.
We shift from Raventail being the bastards of the Ark to it being
Sabretooth.
Who originally was kind of
terrible, but
they were just rivals more or less.
Yeah.
There's some sports team shit talking going on.
Yeah.
That's like the peak of it. Then you see it and they're like, no, this guild's pretty damn fucked up right now.
Yeah, like if you don't win, we exile you. Or
and they they nearly killed an Exceed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, just because they wanted to win. Yeah. They are willing to do a whole lot of things to win. Which really fucking sucks.
It's the evil sports team trope.
Yeah. Also, talking about seeing Sabretooth in a more outwardly negative light. So, in the first set of episodes, we watched Flare Corona basically beat the shit out of Lucy while holding a child hostage. And all Lucy could do was take it. In episode 171, in the naval battle, Minerva from Sabretooth, the Guildmaster's daughter, beats the shit out of Lucy to prove a point.
Yeah.
In retaliation for her guild's losses in previous events.
I will say the evil sports team, I don't know if that's actually as much of a trope because that's not something you have as much room for in, say, like high school or college sports. The only place you could maybe get something like this is if they, for some reason, did an Olympic sports anime and you had like a tyrannical dictatorship country where your life was ruined if you didn't bring home a gold medal.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what's going on here.
Kind of like gladiator pits.
Yeah, like that was fucking nasty what Minerva did to Lucy. Especially after what Flare did to her earlier. The parfum dedicated to you.
That entire fight scene
Well, you don't like Ichiya?
What's better than one Ichiya?
Two Ichiyas! And one is a cat!
The brain rot.
By the way, that will be our thumbnail.
Two Ichiyas!
I sent an image to Seki and I was like, this is our thumbnail image for this video.
I don't even remember what the image is, but I think I said
pull it up
okay.
because I want to see for context.
I thought it was hilarious.
If I can find it again.
Well, while Knickknack's scrolling through that, do we want to talk about our favorite waifu for this arc?
I think we should do Waifu Wars. So,
Yes.
Waifu Wars.
Waifu Wars.
Waifu Wars. Born.
Come back to me. I gotta really think.
Realm.
Oh, you know who it's gonna be. Mira Jane.
Satan's Soul Sea Tree.
You know it.
Oh yeah. Honestly, if Loxus's fight was not in this section of episodes, I'd join you there on Mira Jane's Satan's Soul Sea Tree, but Loxus versus the entirety of Raventail.
Absolutely fucking understandable.
Yeah, Loxus, my man.
You're beloved.
Truly, I have been vindicated. Remember, I told you he was my favorite back when he first showed up in like episode 20-something, and y'all were like, that one?
Yeah, like that bitch ass motherfucker.
And this is why.
Now I get it. Now I
Knick-knack.
perfectly
Juvia,
understand.
obviously.
Yeah, of course, Juvia.
Of course. Well for it.
Lucy, because I pity her.
Oh.
To be fair, she did have kind of a shit.
Yeah.
Because she also gets her keys stolen.
Yeah, she does.
And here's the thing: we know Lucy is a capable mage.
But
when she isn't in situations that are actively designed to either put her at a disadvantage or situations that are very hard to overcome for anyone. You know, like her fight with Flare couldn't be helped.
Yeah.
And Minerva just fucking bodied her. Yes. See, what you need to do now is you put a little caption on it. You put my name over the Exceed's head and Fairy Tale over Ichiya's head.
Fairy Tale your daddy?
No. I care for Fairy Tale like my baby.
Isn't Fairy... I thought you said you wanted your name over the Exceed's head.
Yeah, sorry, other way around. I almost couldn't tell the Ichiyas apart for a second.
So yeah.
I mean, I gotta be honest. I got... Oh, I know what I forgot to prep.
I got nothing.
Was there any changes when we move into the second season, like between the production staff? Or
So this is not... There's no season break here. This is continuously releasing.
Yep.
I'm breaking this up for you. This is not going on break at any point. This has been continually releasing.
We've got another 20 episodes.
So
before the
what
season
you're
goes on
referring
break.
to is you see there's Fairy Tale 1, Fairy Tale Season 2, Fairy Tale Season 3.
the final season.
Those breaks are not determined by actual seasons. Those breaks are production breaks
Well,
for
that's what
the
I mean.
manga to get ahead.
Was there any like changes in the production staff between those breaks?
Well,
We didn't have a break here, though.
yes,
yeah.
we do.
Oh,
We do,
yeah.
technically.
Oh, okay.
At episode 175.
Oh, okay.
No. But what I did forget to check was I was gonna grab
The OPs?
yeah, hold
Yeah.
on.
I
Find the correct episode set. Because I think it should be the same all the way through, but I didn't double check and I wasn't. So,
Honestly, though, like I'll just say, like while we're filling this downtime,
no. Okay.
I really was iffy about some of the OPs, at least especially the ones towards the end, because it's like they put Natsu and Lucy like almost like they're a couple, even though that's literally not their fucking dynamic. At least at this point in the show.
What did they put together?
In the OPs that's like in the last like few episodes. Yeah. Like
Okay.
I forget which one. I forget what the name of the songs were called, but like the OPs just like they do not they put
Okay.
Natsu and Lucy.
So last time we had the opening Breakthrough. Yeah. Breakthrough went until episode 166. So we actually had 2 OPs technically that we heard. Because we... 3, I think. Because we heard Yakusoko no Hi, which went until episode 175, and then we had Masayume Chasing.
Yeah.
So actually, we had 3 OPs in this 20 episode section.
Yeah.
And there was different EDs for each one.
Yep.
So Strike Back was our last ED. And then not Strike Back. Sorry, I'm looking at the OPs, not the EDs. Where's my EDs? Endings. Okay.
It's harder to keep track of these because they don't follow the same format as the
No, they
openings.
don't.
Yeah.
It is harder to keep track of them. I should have looked it up in advance.
Yes, you should.
Hey. Okay, we had Kimi ga Kureta Mono for the first couple episodes. Then We're the Stars, and then season 2 started with Kimi to Kare to Boko to Kanojo to. Yeah. And then we'll get another set of... We'll get one more new opening and ending before the end of this arc. Yeah.
Okay.
I actually did kind of like the final OP. I thought it portrayed well enough because you could tell we're moving into we're changing the stakes of the OP.
Masayume chasing.
Yeah.
I actually really like Breakthrough, but Breakthrough was a carryover from our last arc, so but I do like Masayume chasing better than Yakusoku no Hi. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I got nothing right there. I don't remember them.
Sometimes I forget that there's just so much music to deal with in Fairy Tail because, like I said, they don't follow like an opening to an arc.
The problem is, like, oftentimes we're introduced to an opening and we only get like 3 or 4 episodes, and then we come back and it's an OP we've already discussed, but the new ones we only have for a few episodes as well.
Well, we only had Masayume. Well, no, we had Masayume for almost 10 episodes.
Yeah, we had that one for a while. 'Cause we actually started the arc on that one somehow.
No, we didn't.
Did we not start?
No, that's season 2. It starts at episode 175. The first OP we had was Breakthrough for a few episodes.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant. Breakthrough.
Yeah, and then we only had Yakusoku no Hi for a couple episodes. It was like the end of season thing. But yeah, no, in this case, the season is a production break, not a significant staff change break. So, yeah. It was just 1 year. Went on break. Let's see.
Wait, went on break for 1 year, or?
Yeah, so it went on break March 30th, 2013, and came back April 5th, 2014.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying it wasn't like it was just a production break. Fairy Tail doesn't do that often, but it does do it a few times so that they can...
Rest?
No, it happened for the first time, I think, because they caught up with the manga. That's why there's a break here. Because if you look, after they came back a year later, they finished this arc and then immediately had an entirely filler arc that was almost like 30 episodes long. And it was to make more time because that filler arc took another like half year to a year plus so they basically bought themselves 2 years by taking a 1 year break.
Yeah.
And organizing it the way that they did. And I remember this happening because this happened when we were in middle school. No, when we were going into high school. And I remember it happening because I was caught up at the time and I was like, oh shit, they're on break.
Yeah.
There's no more Fairy Tail episodes.
It's hilarious that to this day this kind of thing still happens because oftentimes series come out as advertisements for an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
But also the series as anime gets popular enough. Well, shit, now this can't just be a one-off because this makes us money.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, this is the first of 2 production breaks that were staged when the anime caught up with the manga release at 2 different points during the story.
I guess Fairy Tail was never going to be a one-off. You don't do hundreds of episodes before a production break and call it a one-off.
Yeah, you don't do 175 episodes before taking your production break.
Yeah,
and you don't end your production in the middle of an arc.
Right.
After 175 episodes, unless you know you're coming back to it.
Yeah. No, the only reason why is you go bankrupt, and then somebody else continues your work.
Or you're like the 4 Kids of One Piece anime, and you just cut off at a cliffhanger, and you make your audience think that your characters all died right there.
Or you go on the Natsu no Taizai and give up the show and give it to a cheaper production company that ruins the series and runs it into the ground, apparently. I'm not a Natsu no Taizai fan, but I feel for them.
Or, Hunter x Hunter.
Yep.
Enough said. Enough said.
Well, I mean, I don't think we're gonna do recommendations because we've already done so many things with the series. But do you have any other closing thoughts?
Not for me. I gotta say it. I'm enjoying it, so I'm glad that y'all are finding some enjoyment in it, no matter how slight or vacillating it may be.
Oscillating.
No, vacillating works.
Okay.
I'm enjoying it. You can take solace in that.
Yeah,
I do.
me as well.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right. So, the next anime we're reviewing is one of Realms, and it is Oreshura.
Yeah. It's
Or
very short for a very long light novel name.
yeah, Ore no kanojo no osana jimi ga shuraba sugiru, or my girlfriend and my childhood friend fight too much.
Is that what it translates to?
Yep, my
Yes.
girlfriend and my childhood friend fight too much.
Yeah.
Great.
Yep. So, yeah. Prepare for next time.
Woohoo!
Prepare for trouble.
Yes.
And make it double.
Try harder, everyone.
Coward.